Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're out there. Again, Slayers. Welcome back to the Merchant Services Slayers group. Guys, today we're going to talk about 3 different things that are probably inhibiting you from actually closing merchant processing deals. And actually, these are 3 things that are very common in sales training, 3 different aspects of why you actually might not be closing deals, okay? And this is something that we do a lot in our sales training, a lot of our conferences that we do, the consulting that we do. It's super important to understand that a lot of newer agents, okay, and even a lot of older agents actually fall into a lot of these 3 fallacies, these 3 issues, and they can be very well corrected, okay? So the first thing is that we always have to understand, no matter what we're selling, whether it's something that's very logical to you, okay, you first off have to believe in what you're selling, right? But a lot of the times when we're selling this product that we believe in, we like to think in terms of being logical, okay? Which means that there's a step-by-step process, especially in credit card processing. A lot of people like to sell savings, which is great. But the idea around this is also flawed because people buy based off of emotion. They don't buy based off of logic. So it's super important to understand that. So what can we do to actually help merchants or potential customers in processing actually use logic but still make an emotional decision? Well, we have to take whatever we're selling. So if it is the savings, we have to bring emotion to it, right? So we have to ask them how much they would save. After we ask them how much they would save, then we would actually kind of move to say, okay, well, if you did save that, what would you do with it? So now you're putting action towards it, right? And then they say, okay, well, I would do this with it. If something is positive, then we want to bring emotion into it and say, okay, well, how would that make you feel, right? So now you're justifying taking something like savings. You're putting it in a situation where you bring real light to it for them, and you bring emotion to it. And then you say, okay, well, the problem that you have right now is that you don't feel that way, right? So if I can make you feel that way, do I have an opportunity to earn your business, right? So you want to bring those steps to light to where you can take something as simple as savings and turn it into something emotional. So the first thing is to understand and recognize that people buy based off of emotion. They buy based off of you, your communication and what you say. They don't buy based off of logic, okay? So take something logical, turn it into something emotional. The second problem that we most commonly see with sales agents, whether you're old, new, young, or you've been in sales a long time, and you notice how I speak, is that sales agents talk too much. They do too much selling, okay? As professional communicators, we like to converse. We like to use language. We like to talk a lot. And the problem with that is sometimes we can talk our own self out of a deal or talk our own self out of negotiation because we do more talking and less listening. So it's super important to understand is that we need to do a lot of listening, right? A lot of qualifying, a lot of, where we talk 20% of the time, and if you can get your merchant or your customer to engage 80% of the time, you have a lot better chance of closing that deal because you're the one listening and retaining the information. You're still driving the sale. You're still the one in the driver's seat. But you want to make sure that your customer thinks they're in the driver's seat, right? They're talking the most, and it's just up to you to kind of correct them a little bit. It's like teaching a 16-year-old how to drive, right? You're mainly in control, right? You're mainly in control of what they do. You're teaching them. They're still the one behind the wheel, but you should be able to control that car. Then the third thing is that not only do we talk too much, but we talk too fast. Okay, and that's one of the major problems that I personally have is that when I love to coach or train or talk to people, is that sometimes I talk too fast, and that's a lot of the times information overload for potential clients. And actually you can use that as a sales tool to where certain parts of the sale you can talk too fast. You want to rush out some information, but then the points that you want them to really pay attention to, you really need to slow down, speak like this, get your point across, and be very specific and precise. Okay, that different change of tone, that different change of speed shows that there's a lot of information that you need to get out there that needs to be discussed, but it's not the most important aspect of the steps of the sale or the closing process. Okay, so keep that in mind. Those 3 things. Number 1, okay, this is probably why you might not be closing deals. Okay, number 1 is that you need to be selling based off of emotion, not logic. Number 2, you're talking too much. Calm down, let your potential clients speak, ask questions that are open-ended to get them engaged and get them speaking. And number 3, you might be talking too fast. All right, so thanks a lot, Slayers. Let's rock and roll. Let's kick some ass. Let's have a huge week, and I'll see you on the sales board, guys. Rock and roll.